This episode of Shoppe Talk is brought to you by K Essentials Hair Care. Heal, hydrate, and grow your hair without buildup, because self-care starts at the roots. The Beauty Shop. For Black women, it's a place that represents freedom, individuality, style, and transformation.
It's where Black women have historically found their dignity, healing, and sometimes their identity.
It's the place we go to get glam, unwind, gossip, and sort out our lives.
One sidebar conversation can easily unite and ignite passionate discussions about everything.
From celebrity news, fashion trends, to sports and politics.
Shoppe Talk is a show that focuses on the concerns of mature Black women
who want to dig deeper on how they can better take care
of themselves, their families, finances, careers, and close relationships.
Nothing is off the table when you are in the chair.
On Shoppe Talk.
All right, Shoppe Talk ladies, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Oh,
you look so beautiful.
Y'all look so pretty.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We are doing well. I mean, you know, everything. I'm doing good. I can't complain.
I'm alive. I've had a rough 4 days, but I always tell you ladies, I might bend, but I don't break.
Yeah.
So I'm here today. If I cry, my lashes are gonna cry with me.
Okay, we'll find some Kleenex too if you
Yeah,
cry.
nice, honey. I broke today, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna break again when it's all over with.
Yeah.
But for now, I
We're
look
here.
like I've got it all together, and that's all that matters.
I think that's the beauty of what we do.
Yeah.
You know, we cry together, we pray together, and we can show women out there that we can be vulnerable. We
Yeah.
also can cry. This is Miss America 2004, but she
loves
has
saying
problems. Oh, I love it. I told you, she's my forever
She
Miss
loves
America.
saying that.
My friend was like, will you stop? Every time when you talk about her, you say Miss America 2004. I said, I like it. I like it.
You do like that.
But,
Especially when it's 2024, and then everybody's gonna be able to figure out that that wasn't 2014. Like, it was really 20 years ago. But anyhow, you know, we all have to start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, you're right. We have stuff, we have issues, and I think a lot of times people don't take into consideration that, you know, even though it looks like you have it all together, sometimes you're like one step away from jumping. Jumping off of what? I don't know, but I am, you
How
know.
about jumping on somebody?
Oh, jumping.
No, don't fight. Don't fight. Don't fight. Don't fight.
You know, either way, that's the life that we live, right? And then putting it together, sometimes it helps, you know, when you are forced to perform. You're
Yeah.
forced, but not perform as in it's an act,
Right.
but forced to, you know, get yourself up, dust yourself off, and have to, you know, pull it together.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
I like
what we do.
I like the quote you used to say. I think you said it for a while. You have to dress up and what?
Get up, show up, dress up, and never give up.
Yeah. I know.
I did not listen to that this morning.
Yeah, you did, because you're here.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have not been here. You know what I mean? So let's put that out there. We could have not been here, and that's why I said earlier that I'm proud of both of you. You know, for being here, because the thing is, people need to understand that we made a commitment to each other first. You know, like regardless of whatever's going on in our lives, we made a commitment. I made a commitment to Erica. I made a commitment to Kaya, and you all, oh, shut up. And we all did the same for each other, and that's why, you know, I was saying that I'm proud of you all for enduring and pushing through, because some women be like, you know what, I'm just in my feelings today. I know this is something we just started. I'm going through this and everything that you're going through. And I talk to you as well. I think that you need to share what you're going through, because you are not going through this for
Okay, let's
nothing.
stop. Let's get into the topics.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I don't want to have a breakdown before we start. So Erica, take us into the topics.
Okay, no breakdowns.
Breakdowns, but that's good. It's good,
But it's
though.
okay still. It's
It's good.
okay to
Yeah.
break down, because sometimes people see you as this, you know, strong personality. And I remember the first time I cried, people were like, oh my God, you actually cry? Yes, I do.
I
And
cried
I'm a
too.
mess. This weekend you guys saw I put the charcuterie board and wine. My kids were playing on the trampoline and I was boohoo crying. Everything was coming out of me. So, you know, it's okay too. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
I have
Healing. It's a good thing, ladies. It's a good thing.
I'm gonna be healing for a long time. It seems like, because it is like all happening all at the same time. Plus, there's so many dynamics, and then you get somebody that calls you and thinks it's all about them, and it's like, you are so far down on my list. You don't even want to know how far down you are on my list.
Let's talk about that. Putting people on the list. How about that? That's a topic on its own.
And knowing how to say, no, not right now. I have someone who is probably blowing me up right this second with my phone underneath my bum. She is making it go because she thinks that it's all about her, because I haven't gotten back to her since Saturday, but I'm not even thinking about you. I've got so much stuff on my mind. And I am one step away. If you call me one more time, then it will be about you.
Oh, no.
No,
You don't want that.
If you call me, but you know what, Erica, at least Erica is very civilized. If you call me one more time, block. When I see your number, it says do not answer. That's how I have a do not answer list. So you are actually very kind.
Yeah, I am to the point now where I'm tired of being the bigger person and being the strong person. I would like to be a pillow right now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be strong. I don't want to think about what I want to eat. I don't want to think about anything. I just want to get my back rubbed and get I don't want anyone to touch my hair, but maybe get my feet rubbed or something. I would just like to be completely like, everything's okay. Yeah. You're taking care of it. Even if it's by like one of my friends. I don't even need it by a man. I just want to just be.
I think, okay, let's talk about that, because being strong, I think society expects us as women to be strong all times. And I remember myself, trust me, I have always told myself, you are strong, you don't brag, you don't crack, you don't do nothing. And when my husband passed, it's like, people will even call me and say, oh my God, you are so strong. And I'm like, do you just want to see me crying every single day? Like every time you meet me? So I think society also has put that on us as Black women, to where you have to be strong, you have to put it together. But as I'm growing up, I read a book by Brene Brown. We say, how to be vulnerable. And when I read that book, to be honest with you, I'm in the same position. I don't even want to be strong. Like this weekend, I didn't want to be strong. I didn't want to be, I said my children are going to see me as a mess. They're going to see the worst of me. My children saw the worst of me. My mother saw the worst of me. It's like, anything was irritating me. And I was talking to Katrina as we were coming. I say, just the thought of thinking of a tombstone. Imagine I just had a blow up. Like, can we curse? Okay, I won't. But like, what the hell? Do I really have to put a tombstone on my husband's grave? Because I think, traditionally we don't put a tombstone until after a year. So I was holding onto that hope, like, oh, he's coming back. But just planning his memorial was like, what the F? I can't curse, Katrina is here.
I love
and Miss Leslie is listening. But I said I have to do no cursing. She said no cursing. We prayed before we started. But I don't want to be strong. I don't want to be, and you said something in the car earlier where you said, sometimes when you put out that strong persona, people think that you've got it going good. I'm like, no, I don't. I just am not going to go on Facebook every day to put a video about me crying for the world to see I was a mess. I cried about everything. I looked at the post, I started crying. I looked at the car, I started crying. And my son is like, Mommy, what is wrong? I said, everything is irritating me right now. So don't be strong just because you have spent your life on the world stage and you feel like you have this, persona to hold up to. No. You don't know who you're healing by Erica breaking down. You don't know who you're healing by Erica becoming vulnerable. So being vulnerable has been one of my strongest, kind of way of living my life these days. I want to be vulnerable. I want to cry when I want to cry. And my tears come just like that, these days, where sometimes I would hide them, but not anymore. So it's okay, Erica, to be
That's good.
That Erica that people don't see on the world stage. Because we think that it's all about
I'm
the
just not
looks.
going to do it in front of people. I'm a Capricorn too. You know, we don't. You know, Capricorns are not into letting anybody know that we have fallen or failed. We are.
Really?
Yeah, we don't do that. We
Oh.
we win. That's all we do. All we do is win, no matter what. So,
Really?
and not just because I'm a Capricorn, but you know, it is my birthday month, and my birthday's at the end of the month. And one of the topics that I thought about was, you know, I often say to myself, oh my gosh, I just want to get out of here. I want to leave. And you all know that I was planning this big, huge birthday party that can't happen anymore because of the Omicron variant. And that's fine, but I'll just have my birthday party at home, or I'll just sleep all day. I don't know. At this point,
No.
that's what's going to happen.
You're not sleeping all day.
But
Listen, we know where you live. And we go, girl.
I wear earplugs. So my thought is, would you ever consider moving out of the country to get away from the hustle, the grind, the day-to-day of American culture? As good as it seems,
You were born out
it's
of the
also nice in other places. So clearly you're from another country, another continent. Would you think about moving ever?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, I would. I don't know where I've been having. Absolutely, I will leave this place. Even if I did it for half a year, I will be willing to do that. I have some friends that moved to Dubai because they got a job. Well, I'm just saying she was teaching, so she had a job there. I have some friends that moved from London to Nigeria, but that's where they're from, and some that visit Nigeria quite a bit. But I don't know where. I don't know if I would want to do an island because I'm just the beach is not like something that I have to have. So I don't know if I want to be surrounded by water on all sides. So I don't know where, but I would most definitely leave America. People probably know I'm from America with my accent. But I'm just saying, I would. They were like, where are you from? They'll figure me out real quick. But I would most definitely leave. I don't know if I want to do London or something like that because that's more feel like a New York thing. So I don't know. I would most definitely leave.
With everything that has been happening in America, I would really pack and go. And it's, to me, I don't even think that it would be raising my children in first world country or whatever, because what the television tells people about Africa is totally a lie, I think. By now you guys know. But if I was to move back, my first choice would be Ghana. And just for a different cultural change, and my kids, grandfather is from there, my father-in-law is from there. So I'll move to Ghana. And obviously, if Ghana wouldn't work out, I'll go back to where I came from because that's home and it's always in my heart. But raising black boys will make you really think about living in America 3 times, 4 times. Because I'm not saying that racism is not everywhere. There is racism wherever you go. But the good thing about moving back to the motherland is I'm not a minority. I am the majority. So if I'm there, I feel wherever I go, wherever I look, come on, who doesn't want to go to Africa and just breathe the air? Katrina told me that I can't say African girl today, so I'm not. But, I think I want that peace of mind of raising my children, not thinking that they're going to get in a car and get gunned down because my children are black men and they're big black men, like Katrina can, they're big and black. So at the end of the day, I think
Yours aren't there yet. My son is tall and he's dark. Yeah. He's not a light-skinned young man. My baby is black. And so I don't really I don't get anxiety when he goes out.
I do.
I mean, and then that's what I'm saying. I don't get anxiety when he goes out because if I say something, he's like, Mom, I'm fine. And he was like, don't you believe? He was like, we covered by the blood, aren't we? And I said, yes, Sage. I go, yes, son. And I said, but I still need you to be careful.
Very.
When you're out. I still need you to be mindful. Don't speed. Don't do this. And he was like, okay, I got it. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll be the reason I'll move because
Yeah.
I've never had anxiety. I started having anxiety married to a black man, and every time he'll come back home late from work, I'm like, if the cops stop you, because they stopped us at one point, and the way they ruffled him while I'm in the car for not doing anything, I said, oh my God, are my children going to go through this? So the fear, as a mother, you're constantly thinking about your children's future, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, how are my children going to live in a country where they are looked at as, a black man, just another black man, and their lives are not valued. So the reason why I've thought of moving back home, it doesn't matter what part of Africa I'm moving to, because once you're in Africa, you are in Africa, right? But it's just for me to raise my children knowing I can go to sleep because they are not a minority and a cop can stop them. A cop might ask for money here and there because they're broke cops, So they just want you to give them money so you can pass the traffic light. But I'm not scared about
them getting shot or
are you home? Have you gotten home? Where are you? And I don't want to live that kind of life where I'm following them everywhere they go. No.
Yeah, but that's a good thing that you said, though. To me, that's heartbreaking. That as a black mother, that we have to know that this country doesn't value our children.
No.
And us. You know what I mean? And that's heartbreaking for me. I know it's like off the subject because I don't know but after the election and stuff, and when so many people voted for Trump, I had a whole breakdown. I had a whole breakdown. It was like, it was so emotional. Like, I know, like, I'm not gonna cry. I was like, it was so emotional for me because it's like, these people don't love you for being in this country. They don't love you. You notice it when you a little girl, when you go out in the world and the way they treat you, because you're like, what's wrong with these people? But to see that all the things that he did and all the things that he said and everything, and then for so many people to vote, it was like a slap in my face. Like, these people really hate me because of the color of my skin.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think to the next level,
that was very emotional for me.
To the next level was the Capitol riots. Like, that is what really got me. Is how could you storm what's supposed to be a protected place, a government entity, while they are in session, and it's like no big deal, no consequences, couple slaps on the wrist, but that's it. And so it's like, if that shoe were on the other foot,
we would have been. It would have been at least.
It would have been a massacre.
Of us shot.
Yeah. So just the idea of that, and just looking at people who feel entitled enough to, go into people's private offices, go into their computers, and take their phones and take their information, and just feeling like they could ransack the Capitol building. That to me was just like,
nothing happened. And
where else can I go?
We're coming up on a year.
I know.
And nothing has happened.
And nothing has happened, but a few people got arrested. January 6th will be here in 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah. So that was emotional.
So I would leave. I think I would need to be in a place with water and mountains. So some beautiful island somewhere would be nice, so that I could do a little hike, do a little swim, watch the sunset, start all over again tomorrow.
Yeah.
With a pina colada and an umbrella in my glass. Do you hear me?
Very big hat.
Yes.
I'll provide the hat when I come visit. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. That would be good. Maybe we need to do that.
Yeah,
next year.
I want my daughter to be able to experience different parts of the world, different things, different people, different accents, dialects, languages, and you can get all of that in the United States, but I also feel like there's just a mindset here that I don't want her to be stuck in. And I just look at her now, she's 1, and I feel like she's so magical and she has all this potential and she doesn't even know, what she could do.
Right.
And she's kind of...
Well, wherever I go, you go, Erica, because your daughter is my daughter-in-law, so... You were stuck with me.
Y'all are stuck with each other, so that means you can be her pillow, she could be your pillow, and you're like, oh, we're having a moment today.
And we'll be drinking our margaritas or pina colada, like she said.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. Yeah, I like it. No, that's good. I'm glad that you all were able to, share a little vulnerability of everything that's going on, because we're women. And it happens, and it's always like black women, we always have to be tough, and we can't show. I was telling my daughter that too. I was telling my daughter, listen, I am tired of always have to be the bed.
Yeah.
That means everything is laid on top of us.
Yeah.
Layers on top of layers on top of layers. And then if you like a lot of pillows, that means you got more stuff.
Oh my God.
Added to you.
Just this morning,
My God.
I had to get, and this is like, this is typical, and I only have one child, so, I know, cry me a river, Erica Dunlap, but I had to get her ready. My mom had a dentist appointment. I had to drop her off, drop the baby off. The baby left her shoe at the house. She's 1, she can't be walking around daycare with no shoes on. So I had to go back to the house, get the shoe, put it on her. Then my mom calls me, she's like, oh, you need to put the baby on something long sleeve because it's always cold in that building. So I had to go back inside, get a onesie with long sleeves, put it on her in the car, put the dress back on. It was just so much happening. Then I had to try to get here, forget about eating. I haven't eaten, I haven't thought about, all of that stuff. So it's like the pressure that comes along with the stuff, then running your own business and doing the things that need to be done. It's not easy being a boss. Everybody wants to be so tough. And I think that this younger generation, they have this idea and this ideal that if you are a bad bee, and if you're tough, and if you are a savage, then that puts you on this pedestal. But in fact,
does not.
It takes you down a notch personally, because it's like,
because you're always covering up.
Yeah.
So when you have a bad day, nobody can know that you're having a bad day, or you just don't feel like it, or I don't feel like being bothered. Don't talk to me, turning my phone off. You can't show that. You always have to show like this. You see all of our faces made up by Stevie, the beauty ambassador. You know what I mean? Like, I don't wake up like this, honey. And actually, I don't even go to sleep like this. I don't even walk around doing a day like this. Just today. I don't know where they're taking me. But
I think
I'm not doing it. I know you do. I'm not doing it, Erica.
You're forever Miss America, so you can do that. I said Miss America twice already. But I think it's the boundaries that we set. People have to know, and we have to change this, narrative of black women are supposed to be strong women. And I think people have lost what the strong is. Strong means I'm going to take care of my family, but allow me. Actually, no. I used to ask for permission. Don't even allow me. I'm going to allow myself to break down when I've given myself permission. You know what I mean? And I had this, tell your friend, I'm not saying African girl, but even us in Africa, we have this wrong way of raising children where you're supposed to, husband beats you, you have to be strong. Your friends are treating you bad, you have to be strong. The world is throwing all these things to you, you have to be strong. I told my mom one day, my mom is like, and I said, my mom, you know what, growing up, if I was in Africa right now, people would be like, yeah, your husband passed away, but life moves on. What's next? You're expected to do certain things, right? Because, hey, he's passed away, but you still have a family to feed. You still have your boys which is great, because I have days where I cry. And when I finish crying, I say, okay, homegirl, tears off. Kids need to eat, right? Because there's nobody else who's going to do it for me. But I've stopped giving, and I think that stopped, and trust me, I buried that behavior when my husband passed away, to please people. I've stopped that. I give myself permission to cry. I give myself permission to celebrate myself. Because there are days I even felt guilty. Let's talk about that. Where if I laugh a lot, or if I post a picture and I'm hanging out with Erica and Katrina, people are like, you're supposed to still be grieving. You are not with me the nights I'm spending crying, my pillow is so now I give myself permission to be happy. Because I said I'm not going to, yes, I have days where it's like a hurricane, because grief comes like a hurricane, right? Today you are just okay, and tomorrow it's a wave. It's just coming. Whoop! You can be happy this minute, and you're like, "What just hit me?" You know. So giving ourselves permission to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
People think that being vulnerable is being weak, but it's not being weak. Being vulnerable is actually some strength, because you are allowing people to see a side of you that you normally don't show anybody you don't care
But
about.
a lot of people don't like to show. So like when I cry, sometimes you all get a little fidgety, but I cry because if I don't cry, you guys are like, oh, she's crying. Oh,
No.
yes, you do. But I'm gonna cry anyway.
No.
Sometimes I
Absolutely
cry
not.
pretty, sometimes I cry ugly, and today was an ugly cry.
Don't get fidgety. I was just like, oh my God, I don't even want to ask her, because if I ask her, Erica, what's wrong, and I see her crying, we are not going to tape the show. Ask Stevie, I say, today anything is going to happen. So if I had come to you at that particular moment, because I was also having my own moment this morning.
We would have been flooding. Oh
You
my
and I
God.
together, we would have not taped the show. So I was trying to avoid you, any chance I get. Katrina was like, oh, can you ask for the coffee? And I said, I can't see them. Because I said, I don't want to see Erica. If I see Erica, this show is not going to go on. And I just
Well, that
said
was
to her,
today, but in the past, you all have gotten fidgety when I started crying.
I get fidgety with you.
No.
Yes,
You
y'all
know,
do. Y'all
Katrina,
don't like it when I
no.
cry. You know you don't like it when I cry.
Well,
No, I like it when you cry.
You do,
I like
but
it
she
when you
doesn't.
cry because I'm a crybaby. You know?
No. Let me be honest with both of you. I don't mind. No, I don't get fidgety. I don't get fidgety, but the thing is, when people cry, you don't know what to say. I don't want to ask you, hey, what's wrong? So I just have to kind of do a little internal thing about, okay, what are the right words for me to say? Or you know what? Does she just need a hug?
no, with
Or
me,
can
I
just
don't need
touch her?
words. I think let's say it out on air. I don't need words.
Yeah.
Don't say anything. Just look
Just-
at me, give me a hug, and leave me the
See,
hell
that's
alone.
what I'm saying.
Because the more you keep asking
about
me
right,
what's
too.
wrong with me,
It
is the
makes
more
it
you
worse.
keep irritating me,
Yeah.
like you are now getting on my last nerve. Leave me
I'll
alone.
tell you what Katrina did, and then we're gonna take a little break. But Katrina did the nicest thing today, and I just, as soon as you walked away from me, I said, "Oh, she's gonna get her a nice man because she took care of me like a man would want her to take care of him." She did. She came over, and I was a ball of tears, honey. It was all bad, and she just
And give her
touched my little
shampoo.
face, and it was so soft and feminine. And I was
like
just like,
that.
"Oh, that was so nice." It was
like a dog.
It was like, oh, thank you. And I said, she's gonna get her a nice man. She's gonna be able to wipe his tears one day.
But see, the thing is, I love you all, and when I love, period. And that's why I say people can't. My real friends, can't nobody say nothing negative about my real friends.
Are we a real friend?
Yeah. Yeah, real friend. Don't say anything about my friends to me. You better ask my daughter. I'd be like, You talking about who?
And I love it how you have
say?
also raised your daughter to be on that same frequency because
Yeah.
she is very like
We be like this.
if Shania doesn't like you, if her mama doesn't like you, then she don't
ain't
like
gonna
you.
like you. Let's get that out there.
It's a family
It's a family
affair.
affair. I'm trying to get my daughter the same way.
All right,
She will.
Take
Okay,
us through
I'm
the
gonna
break,
take a break.
Erica, so we can cry a little.
Yeah, it's time to take a little crybaby break. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll be right back.
We represent the American dream. Family, work ethic, sacrifice, and a nation of laws that can also show compassion. We are defined by our determination and our ability to overcome. Immigrants don't invade America, we invigorate this nation. Choose hope. Call us today.
Okay, Shop Talk. If these mannequins could talk, I wonder what they would have to say.
A lot.
A lot.
Because they hear a lot.
They hear a lot at the shampoo bowl. So one thing that I heard about recently, this happened to a friend of mine, but it's also happened to me in the past, but it was that a friend of hers that she was like sister friends with, close, you know, let her into her home, knew about her personal stuff. They were going through life together. She decided to move to another city, and in doing so, she cut off completely, got rid of the the email and the text chain, like she just
Left.
completely
She dipped.
dipped and won't return any text messages or anything like that. So it's like, was she ever really your friend if she's just like breaking up with you because she's moving to a new city, or was she trying to get rid of the relationship as a whole before she moved? Has that ever happened to you ladies, or how would you react to somebody? And how would you react now? So we know how you may have reacted before, but how would you react now that you have some more life under your belt?
We'll start with you. You had a friendship of 20 years.
For over 20 years, and she divorced me. That's what I said. Because it was almost like it was a marriage. And she divorced me, and I was really, really upset.
Yeah.
My children knew I was upset. A few of my other friends knew I was upset. I was really, really upset because it was the strangest thing to me that after all these years, I'm not a good friend. I don't understand. What do you mean that I'm not a good friend? We've been through so much together, and so to make it a long story short, when she decided to break up with me, I'm like, okay, but we're gonna have a conversation. I'm not going to just not ever talk to you again. So I went over to her house. I sat there, and then it was like taking her a long time. So when I was getting ready to pull off, she pulled up. So I went to her house, and I said, you know what? If you don't want to be my friend anymore, okay, I'm not gonna fight you on that, but we at least need to have a conversation so we can just say, okay, if that's how you feel, this is where you are, then that's fine with me. I'm gonna respect that, but not if we're friends for over 20 years, met in college, and you decided to divorce me, and I said I just couldn't just end it like that, because that never would have been comfortable for me, just even if seeing you now in the streets or whatever, and knowing that our friendship ended that way. So we had a conversation, and it was done. And I said, okay, yeah. She still lives here, and I see her, and I was like, all right, I love you anyway, and that's how you want it. I respect that. Yep.
I think, it has happened to me, but like Erica, you said, you question yourself, like, were we really friends in the first place? Because we have to understand the dynamics of friendships between people. There are people who come in your life just for that reason, or for that season, or for that moment. And with me, it's like, okay, you have a conversation, we talk, we move on. Because we were just not, in life you have stages that you go through. And in every stage, sometimes you're gonna have the little best friends you had in kindergarten, because I think it happens a lot here where they're best friends from nursery and they grow up, they become best friends when they grow old. But there are people that, as you grow in life with every stage, it's either you guys drift apart, or proximity just makes you all go different ways, because what I'm doing in my life at this particular time maybe is not conducive to how you are living your life. So when things like that do happen, with me first, I question, why did we break up, or why did we get to where we got to? But the older I get, I've learned to understand that there are going to be different people. I didn't grow up with you guys. We didn't go to nursery together. We have all different, we didn't go to college together. We have different ages. Some of the friends I went to nursery, I don't even remember them, to be honest with you. So in this time of my life, not because I'm doing a show with you, I have you guys as my friends. I have my other sets of friends, in different places. But this is what's working for me in this time, in this moment, in this season. God has placed you guys for this particular time, whether it's for the show or for us to build a beautiful sisterhood friendship, production company, whatever we're going to build together. This is what God wants. For those that kind of dropped as I was growing, I wish them well. But I have a philosophy in life. When I cut you, when you cut me, sometimes it kind of stings a little bit. But when I cut you out of my life, that means you have given me the scissors to cut you. And when you hand me the scissors to cut you,
that's it.
That's it. I respect your success. I respect you as a person. I respect you as a woman, as a man, as, you know, whatever. But at the end of the day, when you give me the scissors to cut you and I cut you out of my life, I normally don't go back.
Okay.
I'm forgiving, but
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think it's a nature for cancers. I'll forgive you, but when we give one chance, I'll give you one chance. Because we are not like, you know, I cut you once, you've done something wrong, and I'm done. I'll give you one chance, second chance, third chance. The third time is not going back. I go in my crab, and you might not even see me again.
See, I'm similar to that. I'm a cutoff queen. You know, like I will let you go, and I may be nice to you when I see you. I may act like you've never existed to me. Now that is that I don't like that feeling, because I feel like it gives a little bit of energy displacement for me, because it's like when I see that person, then I have to automatically wall up.
Right.
And I just wall up and I walk past, and I don't give any energy to saying hello, to going out of my way around them. I'll walk right past you. And you've never existed, so you don't exist. So I have that as something that I can't say I work on it. I'm aware of it.
As long as you're aware.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. And I'm okay if people do that to me, because there are people that I have ticked off and they, you know, pretend like they don't see me or they don't acknowledge me, and that's okay, because I know where I stand, and you should know where you stand. And you need to stand over there.
Yeah.
And
So-
I use that philosophy you always say, when you treat me like an option, I'll leave you like a choice. So with me, I don't get to cut you just because you didn't buy me a birthday gift. Come on, it's not something that's stupid. With me, it has to be something deeper. When I feel somebody is taking, once you start taking my peace away, honey, you are not that important. For me to lose my peace over a friendship, no, I have plenty of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've done that too. I don't know. I have that. I think I have that cutoff syndrome as well. No, really.
Oh, I like that cutoff syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have that
what it
cutoff
is.
syndrome as well, because a friend that I had, we used to babysit each other's children. She watched Shania and Sage. I watched her children. But it was some event, or, you know, these little groups that they have, and they can only have one person doing this, a stylist and all this other stuff. And she was a stylist and I'm a stylist. So somebody invited me, not her, to the meeting. And she came into the meeting and she didn't even say hello to me. She didn't even say hello, Katrina. She didn't come by.
She didn't want you to be there. She wanted to take it off for herself.
My point exactly.
And you were friends for 20 years?
No, not that one.
Oh, that's another
We're
one.
friends for another, but either way, I don't let people keep my children.
Yeah.
Like, my children went to her house if I work late and all this other stuff. And when you saw me in this meeting, you didn't even say hello to me. So I was just taken aback. So I said, oh, I'm done. So when I went to another, I was like, done.
The country where
Done. And we went to an event. It was at Neiman's, I think, or something like that. And then a mutual friend's like, oh, you all pass each other like ships in the night. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like ships in the night. She don't know me.
Oh my God.
And I don't know her, because you are not fixing to. You know, the old people say, you ain't fixing to come in the building and not say hello to me, girl, and I done kept your child.
Oh my God.
Girl, bye.
Yeah.
Done. And we don't even talk to each other this day. I think we went to another event and was like, hello. That's about it.
Speaking of which, I don't know if we have a whole lot of time for this, but just for the last couple minutes, I want to talk about.
We have 2 minutes.
Okay, when somebody.
2 minutes.
Thank you very much. When somebody sees, okay, I'll just make it this kind of question. So somebody saw my child without me, and they did not inform me that they saw my child, and I just thought that was so strange. Like, to me, if you see my baby and she's not with me, even though I know that who she's with, wouldn't you, as my sister friend, wouldn't you be like, oh, Erica, I just saw Mikkel and she was with such and such, or she was eating a cheeseburger, or she had some ice cream? Wouldn't you expect for somebody, like, if I saw one of your children without you, I don't care who they were with, they could be with their uncle, they could be with their,
Me.
they could be with whomever. But I would be like, oh,
Katrina.
God, I just saw.
Of course.
Wouldn't that be natural?
Yeah.
Like,
it
isn't
is
that
for
weird
me.
when people don't regard you enough
People
to
are
let you know
weird.
that your child, that they saw your child out?
People are weird.
Or
and
is that
people
just
are
me?
fake and phony Don't
Yeah,
act like
people
you
are very
don't know
phony.
that. So I don't know. Let's get
Yeah,
to
but I guess I just expect for people to be genuine because I'm genuine. I try to come from a genuine place as often as possible.
Okay, that was a good
Anyway,
point.
that
Miss-
bothers me.
Miss
Anyway,
America.
are we doing our
So
style
don't
tip
do
or
that.
no?
Yeah,
We have
style
time?
tip.
Okay, I'll do one real quick. Listen, everybody needs a foundation. So listen, get some great undergarments. Underwear, bras, girls need to be up, not down. That's it, because we have to go. Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
That's a good style tip.
It is.
Inspirational tip.
Oh, it's nothing. It's about friendship. Recognize the seasons. When somebody is no longer supposed to be in your season, let them go. Sometimes you hold onto something and you're asking God, why am I bleeding? Because what you're holding onto has stones. Let it go.
Ooh, child. Well, Kaya just took us to church, y'all, so we'll just see you next week because we have nothing left to say.
Nothing left to say. Mwah.